Hi everyone. Okay, I'm going to see if I can solve the SolidWorks file naming conundrum for all of you so that when you submit files to me, they open automatically and without a problem. A little bit of just sort of backtracking. Typically, when we create a file of some sort and we name it, you create the file like this and then you derive the drawing file from it, or you derive, as in this case, the crockery and the cup and the saucer, you would derive that one from it. So let's call that the parent file and that the child file. So SolidWorks doesn't really care how you name the child file as long as it can access the parent file or the original file from it. So let's just open this one just to make sure it works. Okay, you can see that it opens automatically. That's because it's changed, it's accessing the original file. I'm going to say don't save. Okay, and now if I change the name of, let's change them both. I'll show you a neat little trick. So if you select two items in File Explorer and you hit F2, and they're named exactly the same, they have to be named precisely the same. And we name one of them crockery, and just remove this extra dash on the end. It'll rename both of them. There they are. Okay, neat trick, I think. So it's those two there. So if I open this one now, I'm going to get an error message, and I'm going to be given about 12 seconds to find the file it refers to. So this is what happens when you send me a file that you haven't checked to see if it works or not. So there we go. Right, so you see, here's the message. It's quite a long thing to read that whole lot. What you've got to look out for is this very last bit, cup R1 dot, but I'm going to let it crash out just so that you grasp how impossible it is for me in that time to give you any marks. But I do mark on whatever I can see in those 11 seconds. It's not my job to go finding your file for you. That's what you have to get right as part of any project. So I'm going to not save this. We'll do it again, and then I'll show you how to get hold of that file. So just watch carefully. Look at this one, Project Cup 1R1. I'm going to browse for that file. There it is, Cup R1, and there it loads. Okay, so that's all you have to do. Open your drawing files and your assembly files before you send them to me. Make sure that everything loads and then save them. If you've done that, you should have no problems. Okay, so this assembly file actually depends on that cup file having project instead of crockery. Let's see if it opens. Error message, so you've got like literally 11 seconds to find cup R1. I'm going to let it crash, or not crash, but I'm going to let it run its course so that it actually hides the file. You can see here on the left hand side it's looking for the file named project-cup-r1 space dash. Okay, if this happens, don't fret, just right click on that item and say set to resolved. You'll be given another chance to find that file, and of course if this crashes out again, you've got another 11 seconds to try it again. You can try as many times as you want. I'm going to browse for it, and that's that one there, crockery cup. There we go, it loads it. And now please make sure that you save this, because now SolidWorks would have saved that file there with the files that are named correctly thusly. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so that's the sum of it. Now I just watch one other thing. You might for some reason move a file somewhere else. The same thing applies. So if I open this assembly file, the problem for the assembly file is it doesn't know where you've moved that file. It can't find the file. So you can either browse for the file, or again, let's just let this do its thing. So the saucer is now missing. You can see that one there is blanked out. If I right click on it and I say set to resolved, I've got a chance quickly to go crockery saucer, browse for file. I know that I moved it here. And that's the problem for me on my side, is if I don't have access to your folder system, which I don't, I often can't find the file regardless, or I'm not going to go looking for it in the folder you sent me. Okay, well, I hope that helps. So just check your files before you send them to me, and then save them, check that they're open, and save them with the right files loaded. Thanks for watching. Cheers.